Welcome back to my channel. Um, this is another post-commentary video where I pre-record a video and then I record a voiceover afterwards with this CapCut software that I got from the internet. And I did get a new mic. I mentioned that in my last video, and I noticed a huge improvement in the audio quality from this video and the other one. So I hope for the few viewers that do come in, that's I hope you guys appreciate that. And yeah, with this gameplay, I was using the assault. I had the heroic thunderhammer and the heroic 3-round burst bolt pistol. And the stratagem was double equipment and no med kits on the field. But you're gonna see that there was really not a big problem at all when in the gameplay. We had very friendly teammates who knew how to play the game. They were really, objective based players. And as you can see, with the handshakes there, they're interacting with each other, and we're just waiting for this guy to load in. And when he gets in, I think he looks pretty cool. I was assuming he is a Blood Angels player. I can't quite see the pauldron in this post commentary video, but I think the right pauldron with the angel wing looking thing, skull guy there, it was from the Blood Angels pack. So I'm assuming that he is maybe they're the Blood Angels Death Company. I think that's their theme, which is the black armor, red trim. And those are the guys who are susceptible to the Black Rage, if I'm not mistaken. And then that looks like the White Scars champion skin, or at least a lot of pieces from the White Scars champion stuff. And so you're gonna see in the gameplay that there really wasn't much that slowed us down. And this was a good weapon, I believe, for personally I think for this mission. There's a lot of crowded enemies in close spaces in this mission, even though it kind of starts out in this desert. But once you get into the facility, there's a lot of walkways, and the enemies are grouped up really well. And I thought to myself, this is my first time using this heroic thunderhammer, and it would be great to use that to kind of close off spaces like that. And it's been a while since I've used this, and I just remember how impactful it feels. And I saw that crowded grouped up enemies, and really wanted to get a good slam. And the build that I'm using, I kind of built it around the horde mode, or the siege mode. And the idea was that since in that mode there's always crowds of enemies that come in the waves, you jump up in the sky, you slam down, you're gonna kill a lot of the lesser enemies, especially on normal mode. And with the build option I got there, you can get some energy back on kill, and usually you can refill the entire special ability charge. And so it's pretty cool to see that the bulwark was using the thunderhammer as well. And I think this heroic hammer was actually kind of built around the bulwark. They did mention when they were designing these heroic weapons that they were designed to make a certain way to play viable, or encourage a certain way to play the game. And my guess is that they designed it around the bulwark when they unlocked the ability to use the thunderhammer on the bulwark class. And so here we are out in the open. Nothing is troubling us here. I hate those guys with devourers. I can't believe they're that accurate over long spaces. And the sniper there was being annoying. I think I committed to using the bolt pistol here for this guy. Yeah, I definitely committed to using the bolt pistol. I should have swung in with the hammer way earlier than that. And I wanted the sniper gone as well. You know, those guys can really, you when you're not paying attention to the game, one hit from the snipers could ruin your whole. What's the word I'm looking here? You can ruin your whole flow. The flow, your pace. And another thing that I wanted to talk about, during this video is, if you have been watching my previous videos, I've been kind of, blogging a little bit with the Dark Angels minis that I'm working on. I'm actually have the tabletop minis, and in my last video, I mentioned that I had 3 more hellblasters to go, and I showed you guys that they were already based up, ready to get painted, and I'm happy to report that they are done. So they should be on screen here now, and I did look, around the same time I did get the combat patrol box, luckily for my shop, and I saw that there's kind of instructions on which weapons the combat patrol use, and I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot with the intercessors, and I'm gonna have to check on that. And same thing for the hellblasters, because in the booklet there's like a red flag, and that says combat patrol, and it shows you which weapons to equip or what poses to use. And oh man, I really hope I didn't mess up the hellblasters, because I have 2 with the backpack reactor, for the, I guess, like the heavy, version of it. But in the combat patrol box, it doesn't show any of them with that. It just shows the sniper, or the long range scope option, and the regular hellblaster. So I hope I didn't ruin that. But then again, it may be the optional. It was like on the right hand side of the picture in pink, so maybe it was saying that this is an alternate way to outfit the combat patrol. And same thing for the Blade Guard veterans. I'm very lucky. I was paying attention just in case, because I was gonna equip one of the Blade Guard veterans with the, there's a pose that has, one of the Blade Guard veterans unwrapping the sword, it looks like. And I was thinking, oh, that's a pretty cool sprue. I wouldn't mind giving that a shot, to give some flavor to my guys. But as far as the booklet goes, it looks like all 3 of them have to have the sword equipped, and not the bolt pistol, or either any of the, I guess, fancier poses. And so I am working on the first Blade Guard veteran here, and I am out of my depth once again. I was just getting used to, I guess, my little system of painting the Dark Angels, green. I was kind of settled on the overall theme, not theme, obviously they're already themed, the overall scheme for my guys, what colors I'm going to use, and where. And so I do use the Retributor Gold on their chest, Killas, and the Dark Angels symbols on their shoulders. And I do not do gold trim on the shoulder plates. But other things, like using Warpstone Glow as the chunky highlight, and then Moot Green as the thinner highlight. So, but with these Blade Guard veterans, from the box art, you can see their Deathwing. And I did do a base coat of Xandri Just, which is what the Citadel app calls for on the coloring guide. And then my other plan on top of that was to use the Ushabti bone as like a very heavy, not a heavy, but what's the word for a dry brush, a dry brush across all the surfaces. When I dry brushed the Dark Angels green, and I did that first highlight of Warpstone Glow. I did notice a lot of that kind of bleeds over onto the flat surfaces of the Dark Angels, you know, like especially in the shin guards and the shoulders and stuff. And I didn't really like that effect. I wanted that darker green to be present in the middle. And so what I would do is go back and backfill with Caliban green. But for this, for these Deathwing color schemes, I was gonna let the Ushabti bone be, you know, on the flat surfaces. I was gonna let it stay there, and I was gonna come back in with Screaming Skull as the first highlight, as the chunky highlight, and then I would, on top of the Screaming Skull highlight, I'm still kind of going back and forth between White Scar's white, which I kind of hear is their brightest, purest white, and I also have a bottle of Korax white that came in a in a starter set of paints. So I think I'm gonna go with the Korax white as the thinner, brighter highlight, and let the Screaming Skull be the chunky highlight. And I do have a picture of that, and I'll put that on the screen here now. What I'm a little worried about now, though, is that the they don't really look skull or they don't really look bone armored to me. They look like desert matte, you know. If any of you guys have been in the military or seen the military, you know, the desert Marpat, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting, the digital desert look from this color scheme. So might have to rethink the idea here, but I did want to finish this guy and see what it looks like all together. Maybe it'll be my signature take on the Deathwing guys for my army, and if not, you know, I got an airbrush and I can just start from scratch. But this is where I'm at right now. I still have to do the edge highlighting on the face mask and the shoulders and the arms. And if you look at the shield here by comparison, you'll see the difference in just Xandri dust, and then what the shoulder looks like here with the dry brush of Ushabti bone. And then if you put all three of those together, you can see the Screaming Skull highlight as well. See what that effect is having on the armor. So that's where I'm at right now. And getting back to this gameplay, you know, thank you for tuning into my little blog. But we'll get back to the gameplay here. And for those of you who don't know, this is part of the mission where you kind of have to, you get two little mini objectives here. You know, sometimes you get one versus the other, or they split them up, but right now we have to find the power cells, and you gotta turn these power back onto this area. That way you can, you know, hack a computer and then extract a brain. And so here I am picking up a battery, and I was hoping that my teammate there didn't have a battery, so I didn't waste my time going to this one, but luckily he's just kicking butt. And I did not travel this way with the battery in vain. Oh man, I really like slamming down with the hammer there. So we're moving to up here, and what a lucky call here. Got the battery right away. And I think I remember seeing that the second place to charge the battery was on the bottom there. And if you don't know, you can look at the coils and you'll see that, like in the top left there, they're lit, but if you look down there on the bottom where I'm trying to point, the coils don't have a surge going through them. So pointed it out for the teammate. You know, he probably already knew, but just in case, you know, I thought maybe I could help out a little bit by, you know, highlighting the objective here. And so just cleaning up from here. I'm gonna get the brain. I think no, we still have to hold the space, which I believe my other teammate is gonna go straight to while I help clean up here. And if you don't know that I'm a big fan of the fencing weapons because I have a terrible reaction time. So the heroic Thunderhammer that they released, not only does it leave a a shock effect on the ground when you charge the weapon, but it is also a fencing power weapon. So you get the bigger window to get the parries, and if you're like me and you need that extra, you know, space and that extra grace, then you should appreciate this weapon. If you're looking for a melee weapon to unlock, I highly recommend it. The Thunderhammer, especially if you play the Assault class or the Bulwark. Actually, no, if you play the Bulwark, I would go with the Power Sword. It's more on theme in my opinion. And, oh yeah, it looks like my teammate here unlocked, not unlocked, but changed his loadout to a shielded Power Sword. It's moving through. And you're going to see that throughout this mission that it's pretty basic. We're getting to the part here where we're on the final stretch. And this enemy wave was pretty awesome. And I felt bad because I couldn't really capitalize on my slams. Smart team play here with the Melta bombs. And wow, this guy got me. And I recovered a little bit here. I don't know why he was so angry with me, but I saw the blue, and usually I parry right away, but I think I got hit by him because of how close I was. Pretty sure I nailed this guy right here. I don't know if we had two of them, because I don't think with the kind of damage we were doing, I don't foresee the lictor there, the first one living that long, but then the second one, obviously destroyed by the teammates here. Now I remember playing this mission on harder difficulty, and we had a Carnifex at this place, and it was an end killer, run killer for us. I didn't take the armor boost, I don't know why. I didn't take it. I tend to always go left here. Sometimes there's ammo, and sometimes I need ammo, which is if you in the same thing mode in this gameplay, you can see I need ammo as well. But it's just something that I guess like muscle memory type of deal. I tend to always go left when we have to go down that way. And you're gonna see me kind of make a goofball move here. So I thought I would go left with that slam, and then the enemies kind of jumped to the left anyways, and so I started charging up the slam, and I just hit the wall a couple times, and by the time I even recovered that, my teammates pretty much had executed the enemies, so or brought the enemies into execution range. So that was I felt a little silly about that during the gameplay. And one thing, if you're playing this, one thing you can try and do, which I do kind of fail here, but I've been successful in other games, is if you have a Melta bomb, you can hang on to it, let the Trigon rush you, which it did here, and you can drop a Melta right away. And you can flinch it, but both of those Meltas, I was just outside of the frames for the space. For the first one, it looks like he did like a lunging attack, and I was just out of it. And then the second one, there was some kind of input delay for sure, but by the time I was able to get the second Melta off, the Trigon had already dug into the ground. and I don't know what is recharging my Delta bomb so fast, but it's happening. And since we could hold 2 with this stratagem, you know, there was kind of always one ready to go when it came to these holes. Oh, he was pretty close there. Luckily he wasn't going for me. So I think I get another Melta on him here, and yeah, so we flinch him, and he's done. So yeah, thank you for tuning into this video. You know, if you're out there, I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, like I said, I'll keep the updates with the minis coming. Let me know what you think, or if you have any tips or advice on, you know, color scheme. Like I said, for these Blade Guard veterans, or at least this first one, I'm going to kind of finish it to completion and then see how I feel about it. But other than that, you know, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.